Hey guys, what's up? Max Bomb here, as usual, and today I think I'll talk about something extremely pressing, and in my opinion, the most important thing in the gaming world today. I call it the Noob Complex, and for the purpose of this video, I'll be calling it that. So for all of you unfamiliar with the Noob Complex, I'll explain it to you. The Noob Complex is a game mechanic that fundamentally makes the gameplay orient itself around helping new players be good at the game. Essentially, a new guy can pick up the game and be great at it. It would be like similar to the idea of a movie trailer. The idea is that they show you the best part of the movie before you even see the movie. You watch like a romance scene, an action scene, a party scene, the best parts of the movie in like your first 20 seconds of being exposed to that movie. The Noob Complex is similar to that, as you're immediately given the best pieces of the game at the very beginning to engage your attention and keep it that way. It's essentially a game purposefully lowering the skill gap in an attempt to make it non-existent for the fun of the newbies. But that's not the only factor to the Noob Complex, just one key to understanding it. Now, the Noob Complex can appear in many different forms, sometimes more than one, actually almost always more than one. Be it maybe you start out with the best gun in the whole game, or maybe it's just a death streak reward. Something that'll keep you feeling good even when you have no real talent. So that's the basic form. And I can't really stress basic enough because there's so much that goes into the Noob Complex that I couldn't possibly explain it all in one video. I may dedicate an entire playlist on it in the future, but not really anytime soon, unless requested. Just a little side note, if you guys request anything on my channel, it's almost guaranteed to happen because I don't really have that many fans to cater to, so if you want to see something, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, where was I? The Noob Complex is a very complex thing. Wordplay there. It's a thing that you could dedicate an entire lifetime to study it. It's that crazy big. It's in every single one of our games. So if you guys don't really know what I'm talking about right now, you'll figure out with a few examples. So the Noob Complex, in my opinion, started with the success of Call of Duty. Call of Duty picked up its popularity after MW2, and the thing that made it successful was the ability that it could be played by anyone. If you were a 7-year-old kid, you could grab an Xbox remote, hold down that trigger, and just spin, and odds are you'll get a kill at some point. Which, by the way, is the reason why so many damn kids are on Call of Duty, which annoys the hell out of me, but whatever. Now, I really have no problem with giving a new player a little boost to get them going, but it has gone way too far with Call of Duty. In Ghosts, people are so well camouflaged that you can't even see them at all. A noob is never going to get ripped on by a better player because better players can't even see them. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. And you come equipped with a little bomb, perfect for protecting your back with camping, those little IEDs. Those things are stupid. I hate those. There are endless amounts of things that Ghosts and Call of Duties before it have implemented to protect those new players. But in Ghosts, they give people such a low skill gap that people start to realize, or rather they start to think, that they'll just get kills by sitting on their little corner or balcony with an IED on the only entrance to the place and waiting for their enemy to wander into their sightline. And don't think I'm hating on campers, because I'm not. It's a legitimate strategy that I honestly have no problem with, and it adds to the game. But when everyone is camping, the game cannot function. In past games, people did camp. In every game, there's campers. But there was also rushers, who could weed out those campers when necessary. A skilled rusher could beat a camper, and it gave the camper someone to kill. When everyone is moving into those campers' lines of sights, the game keeps moving. It's balanced. There's always constant gameplay. When everyone just sits, then nobody is moving into those campers' lines of sights because everyone's camping. And if that's not happening, no one gets any kills, and that's bad. You don't want a game where you don't kill people. Well, you don't want a first-person shooter where you don't kill people. And what's more is people who used to be rushers back in COD 4 or Black Ops 1 are no longer motivated to rush. Because if you run around around a corner into a courtyard where there's some guy in the bushes, there's no way you'll see him. Because he isn't moving and he blends perfectly right into that damn bush. You're dead long before you even know someone's there. And the odds of you running into an IED is pretty damn high too. The Noob complex was taken too far, and in this case it was game breaking. Now, honestly, I couldn't really care less about Call of Duty sucking, but it has affected the entire gaming community. Call of Duty is just one game. Who cares? I didn't even like Call of Duty that much. But when it affects everybody, it's important. Because the gaming industry is a game of follow the leader, which, in my opinion, is stupid because there's no groundbreaking things like there used to be. But anyway, when Call of Duty was first popularized with MW2, or some would argue COD 4, it was the first game to use the Noob complex. Well, actually, it probably wasn't the first. I'm sure there's some other game out there that did it before, but Call of Duty was the first to do it successfully. And it was successful for reasons other than being noob friendly, but that's a different commentary. When a game does something good and beats your game at it, that game has to follow suit. Because what happens is they have a kid that they're like focus group testing or something like that, and the kid's playing your game, and he says Call of Duty's better, and you say why? Why is Call of Duty better than my game? And he says, because in Call of Duty you can plant an IED outside a door and wait for someone to run into it. Or in Call of Duty I can call in an attack helicopter. So you're like, hell, whatever. I better do that in my game so this kid will like my game. And every game has been doing this since the beginning of gaming itself. It's nothing new. Which, as itself, is not completely a bad thing, except when the thing you're copying is bad, like the noob complex. The noob complex is infecting the entire gaming community. They're making games easier to play so anyone can play it. Battlefield, I think, is the lone survivor of this newbie infection, but it's slipping down that slope, or it's starting to. Battlefield is an excellent game franchise because you have to think about what you do before you do it. You can't just run around the map and expect to get kills because you'll be taken out by an AC-130 or something like that. You'll wander into the enemy spawn by accident, and if you don't know what you're doing on that map, you're good as dead. Not in Call of Duty. Battlefield is a game with so much stuff in it, so much stuff to master, that it takes at least 15 hours to play it all. Like, not even to learn it, just to play it. And then once you've played it all, you can go try and actually master it and be able to use it. But there's so much stuff that's so difficult to use. I mean, like, you have to learn the maps, you gotta get a feel for the maps, you gotta learn the vehicles, how to fly that damn chopper. I can't fly the chopper, I'm terrible in the chopper. I do not know how to fly that. I'm okay in a jet. Choppers, those are ridiculous. When you first jump into Battlefield, for the first time, you spawn in and you're like, okay, this is kind of a normal game, I guess. And then you notice the size of the maps and the jet that just flew over your head and destroyed the tank behind you. And you notice command orders going out and your weapon is set to semi-auto when you shoot and you don't know why and you're like, what the hell is happening? And you're so lost, and then you have the crackle of sniper fire going off, and you have no idea what to do. And I love that. That's what I love about the game. That's all that is beautiful in it. I would like it no other way, because if you want to play Battlefield, you gotta pay your dues just like the rest of us. And you gotta learn that game, and if you want to be good, you're gonna have to put in some work. It's not Call of Duty anymore. You can't just run around and expect to get kills. Because it's talent. It's all talent. People that are good, you get more out of a kill. You get more excitement out of a kill because you know you best that opponent intellectually, not just you pulled on that trigger first. You actually beat his mind, and that is awesome. It's a game that pushes you intellectually, and that's why I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty. because there's no intellectual understanding of the game. If you have good aim, then you're done. You're a good COD player if you have good aim. But in Battlefield, you could have the best aim on the planet and still get wrecked by a veteran player who has no thumbs and is playing with his toes or something. And I love that about Battlefield, but that's the biggest reason why they don't outsell Call of Duty. And I think that the Battlefield developers are getting sick of that. I know I would. Because when a kid gets on Battlefield and just starts dying and they have no idea why and they're just confused, they get turned off of the game. And then they decide the game sucks and they just return it. That's not the case in Battlefield. Not the case in Call of Duty. Look at the difference between the handling and the vehicles of Battlefield 3 and 4. 3s were ridiculously hard to fly, maneuver, all that. They would require a master pilot to operate, particularly the air vehicles, but those little ATV things were a pain too. On Battlefield 4, on the other hand, you can master it in half an hour. You can be an ace in that jet. Now, the easier vehicles are not all that bad. I'm not really complaining here, but it's a precursor to what's to come. Maybe next time they take out the bullet drop on the sniper, or the travel time of the rockets. They'll start making it easier and easier until it's Call of Duty itself. Look at Halo, for instance. Halo was an epic game, but they totally noobified it. Halo, you needed to shoot your opponent at least 4 times for a kill with the battle rifle, or keep a steady stream of fire on your enemy for a good 3 seconds with the assault rifle, using up just about your entire clip. There was no room for error. If someone came up from behind you and shot you, a skilled player can turn around and whip that guy's butt. You had plenty of that reaction time. In Call of Duty, if someone shoots you from behind, your chances of survival are 0. You're dead before you even hear that bullet. Every Halo weapon has a specific stat for it. They're not all interchangeable. Each one has a specific scenario set aside for it. The shotgun for close range. It's not Call of Duty. You can't shoot that shotgun down a hallway. That thing has like 3 feet of range. That's the only way it's effective. And the power weapons used to be scattered across the map. An experienced player knows all the weapon spawns, while a new player doesn't get those weapons, and they gotta find them for themselves. And there aren't many of the different weapon types, but you need to know each one, and they're not interchangeable in different scenarios. You can't use the assault rifle and the battle rifle like for the same thing. It doesn't work like that in Halo. As opposed to like Call of Duty, yes, those weapons would be interchangeable. It was very skill based. I don't know if it met the intellectual ability needed to play Battlefield, but it certainly required a lot more skill than Call of Duty. And I love that about Halo. That's great. But you needed to know the game to be good at it, and the noobs have to pay their dues, just like in Battlefield. Now we come to about Halo 4, and we get things like Bullet Magnet and Aim Assist, where if you shoot at an enemy 3 yards away from his body, you get a headshot. How the heck does that work? The sniper rifle has this little tiny aim circle for you to no-scope with. And the previous games had that too, but when you shot the rifle, it kicked way back. The sniper rifles in Halo 4 have no kickback whatsoever. That's crazy. That's so noobified. And that's why we can't have huge new groundbreaking things like huge maps and new vehicles like that everyone's asking for in the Halo community for Halo 5. There was a rumor going around the Halo community about a 64v64 playlist in Halo 5. Wow, I was like, that'd be so freaking cool. But what would that mean for the game? I think it would be possible with the Xbox One with the processing power of it, which is what Halo 5 would be on, plus with the 3 years that 343 had for, or 343, however you guys say it, has had to work on that game. it's very possible. It's like it's tangible. We could do it if we wanted to. But that would never happen because a 64v64 playlist is not noob friendly. A 64v64 playlist means giant maps that people will need to learn and memorize. A noob would be completely lost on one of those maps. It means more transport vehicles, more weapons. The current Halo model would simply not allow for that. If it did, it would be great, and I would certainly love that game even more than I already do. But I'm calling it right now, it won't happen. So this video's already gone on too long. I'll be analyzing the future of the gaming industry as it relates to the noob complex, so stay tuned for that. This is why we can't have nice things, guys. Tell me what you think. This has been Max Bomb. Until next time, see ya.